Hello and welcome to episode 284. Right, this is my first time out on the bank for about 6 weeks, guys. I've had a bit of a busy life recently. I'll tell you more about that later on, because it's Monday the 26th and it is 5:15 in the evening, and as you can see, all my kit is still on the ground because I've only just turned up to the lake. So yeah, I'm not going to drag this intro out too long. Like I said, as you can see, we need to do everything yet. So chances are I probably won't even get back to you until tomorrow, guys, unless any fish come along tonight. But yeah, I'm back on Aspen Lake, first time even down here for quite a while. I'm doing 3 nights, but yeah, as I said, I'm not going to drag this intro out because, as you can see, everything's still to do. So let's go fishing. Hi guys, so I know I said I probably wouldn't come back to you tonight, but we're all sorted and fishing. 7:30 exactly. So but yeah, all 3 rods are now out. We are fishing combi rigs on lead clip systems. Combi rigs being composed of booms and loops to make the rig, and we're fishing the Nuts 365 dumbbell wafters as hook baits. So we had a bit of a lead around to begin with after I done the intro. So this swim is known as the bay swim, and it's kind of the first swim that never got shallowed up a couple of years ago when they were shallowing up the lake. So a lot of the lake at the moment is very weedy, especially the side when you come in, and quite a fair bit on this top bank that I'm fishing. But when they were doing the shallowing up work, this is the first swim that got left alone. So from here and then all down that side of the lake got left alone. So so you can see a bit of the weed out there. Kind of, that is kind of the end of the weed. Yeah, it ends there, and then that's where it drops off a bit deeper. So yeah, so what I did after I'd done the intro, I got the marker rod out and had a bit of a lead around because I just wanted to make sure the main bowl of this bay was weed free, which it is. And then I wanted to fish my right hand rod as closest to that weed as possible, because the fish are in the weed. When I walk round after dropping off my van, all around the lake you can see where fish are in the weed. So but all that side of the lake at the moment, as you come in, it is exceptionally weedy. So Bob has shut all them swims off down that side at the moment, so you can't fish that side of the lake at the moment. But yeah, so what I did, I got the marker rod out, and I just want you to mainly see how close I could get to where the weed ends before I hit the weed nut, so I could mainly see how safely I could go to the weed before hitting the weed. And where that weed is, I've had to go about 3 foot off it to make sure I'm in the clear. So I kind of edged up to the weed, but there is more weed under the water that's not visible. And then of course I put the marker rod out, like I say, in the main bowl of the lake where I'm fishing my middle and left hand rods, and yeah, it's deep enough to be completely weed free over there. When I was bringing the lead back, it was coming back nice and smooth, no trouble whatsoever. But yeah, when I edged up to that weed. It is very weedy. I brought in great big clumps of weed when I was leading around on that side. But yeah, so we are now fishing. It's my first session for a little while. We'll talk about it now, why not? So, since my last session with Craig, I've now got myself a job. Yeah, I'm now a working man again, guys. So I said earlier on it was Monday, and you might say, well, why aren't you working now? So my new job is working a 4 days on, 4 days off shift. So yeah, and 12-hour days, 6 AM to 6 PM. So this effectively now is my weekend. I got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off, and I'm back in work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So yeah, so my new job's in Carterton, where my missus lives, working for a company called JSP Safety, and they make all kind of PPE, safety masks, ear muffs, goggles, all that kind of thing. And yeah, so I'm working yeah, making safety equipment in my new job, guys. Like I say, and then also because I've got that job in Carterton, like I say, again where Emma, my partner, lives, it seems silly to be driving from Swindon every day. So I've now also moved in with Emma in Carterton. So yeah, so I'm now a Carterton boy. Yeah, the only problem with my girlfriend's flat, it's only a small flat and there's not room for all my fishing kit, so I've had to keep all my fishing kit in my van at my mum's house. So every time I want to go fishing, I've got to drive back to Swindon, pick up my fishing kit, and then off to my fishing trip. That's why I didn't get here till quite late in the day. So yeah, quite a lot has changed in the last few weeks for me. Like I say, I'm now employed, living with Emma now, and life is good. So yeah, hence why there's been quite a gap in between last session and this one. Just yeah, just sort of getting my life back on track, really. But anyway, right, that's enough waffle about what I've been doing. I'm going to relax now, have some dinner, enjoy a couple of cold ciders, and hopefully wait for one of these rods to rattle off. Hi, good morning everybody. Well, I'll say morning, it's actually nearer lunchtime now. So yeah, no carp come along in the night last night. I did have a tenchlow on my left hand rod, and the other bite I had was from, well, it's gone down a lot now, but I don't know if you can see that. It's a lot better now, because whatever bit me, it was a lot worse. I'll pop a quick photo up of it now, but yeah, first thing this morning it looked really bad. I don't know what bit me in the night, but lucky enough Clive is in the next swim, and he had some Savlon antiseptic cream, and I put a good smothering that on my arm, and it has made it a lot better, but it was really red. So yeah, so that's the main bite I had in the night. but so yeah, I had a tench, and then this morning has just been mainly a lot of faffing around. I didn't even wake up to gone 8 o'clock this morning. And then wound the rods in because I had to go and use the loo. Come back, and then chatting to Clive. Clive was saying, "Oh, I've forgotten my scales." So then we went we went off to the shops. So Clive could buy some more scales, and I bought a couple more tackle items as well. Bought one of Fox's new products. Bear with. got the new Fox neck cover, which remember when they done their new product launch, I remember seeing this and thinking that's a good idea. If you've caught anything, just pop a neck cover over the top so you don't have to worry about transferring fish to retainers and what have you. So yeah, it's only 12 quid, so I bought that. Then in the meantime Clive goes, oh, I've got some cream. Yeah, I've already said I had cream, so I put some cream on that, so that's gone down a lot better. And on the way back from the tackle shop, we stopped at a cafe instead of making breakfast. So there's a cafe around the corner, really nice one, so we stopped for a bacon and egg baps. So I treated Clive, seeing he'd give me some of his antiseptic cream. So we ate that, and then Clive was just saying about how he's struggling with weed in his swim. So I've just been back to the van and I've got out my big weed rake that's on a rope for him to use. So yeah, so this morning it's been a lot of faffing around and not a lot of fishing. But anyway, so I'm going to put the rods back out shortly. So just to get fish in, I'm going to just cast the rods back out. I'm not going to worry about using my bait boat, which I've got with me, which I used to put the rods out with last night. So just get some fresh bait on the rigs, and then clip up to the ranges that roughly where we dropped the bait last night, and then we'll bring the rods back in this evening and put some more bait out to fish through tonight. So yeah, so a lot of faffing, not a lot of fishing this morning. But yeah, it's not an entire blank because I've had the tench, but I didn't show you it because I just wanted to get the rod back out and fishing. So right, let's rebait the rigs, get fishing again, and yeah, hopefully I don't disturb the swans. The swans are in my swim at the moment. You can probably see at the back of my swim. What, there's 4 surviving cygnets, I think. When they hatched, I think there were 6 or 8 if I remember rightly. There only seems to be 4 left at the moment. Yeah, last thing I want to do is get any line or anything tangled up with them. Right, and what am I doing? I'm just faffing around, talking to the camera even more, and still not fishing. So let's crack on, left faffing, get fishing again. Alright guys, so as you can see I've got one rod back out already. So just had a bleep. So yeah, so I said earlier in the blog I'm using a combination of the booms and loops to create the combi rig. So there is the Gemini boom, has a little fuse loop on it which you can tie, well, whatever you want onto it I suppose, but in this case we're using the cord sort of claw hooks with the loops. They're called loops, so it's a very convenient way of fishing. And then before that goes out, just to protect the hook point on the cast and prevent tangles and that malarkey, we'll put a little foam nugget around the hook. So this rod we have already clipped up to about 6 foot off of the far bank. Right guys, so obviously that's 2 rods out in a little effort to try and shorten the blog. won't bother about filming the third rod going out, but yeah, like I say, we'll redo the rods this evening anyway with a bait boat, just to put some more bait back out on the spots where they actually do drop. So yeah, this is just to sort of get the rods back out for the day, really. Right, good evening guys. So as you can see, we are just getting the rods ready to go out for this evening's fishing. Lovely. Alright, a nice little scoop of me particle mix. Lovely jubbly. Lid on the boat. Right. Right, and making sure the bail arm is open would be a good idea when the bait boat's about to go out. Right, this is going to go to the edge of the reed line, guys, where a fish boshed out in front of me earlier on, guys. I saw the fish bosh out, so I made a mental photograph in my mind of where that was. So I need to kind of stand about here, a little bit left. It was about just there, left a little bit. That's it, about just there. And bombs away. So yeah, that is right on the mark where a fish boshed out earlier on. A couple of rod lengths shorter of where we was fishing with that right hand rod. I've got a spider on my glasses, but yeah, it's still on the just kind of on the edge of the weed. And if you can, we've already seen the weed where the weed line is, but as I've already said in the video, that isn't the edge of the weed because it's under the water as well. So I think that is where I can safely fish and not worry about being in the weed, but still close enough to it as well. So alright, there's me back legs, there they are. Tight line to the rig. Hopefully there's no wind noise, guys, because the wind is starting to pick up a bit, so I've sheltered the camera in front of me bivvy to try and give it a bit of a wind break. Lovely. Right, and we are now back to fishing again, guys. Right guys, so if you watched my last video, you would have saw I bought a new bit of cookware, and that was the cob for my fishing trips. And you would have also seen in that video I cooked an epic roast dinner on the bank. Well, I've got the cob with me again this session. We've just lit the stone, it's now burning nice, the smoke has burnt off. So tonight, guys, we are going to be cooking a pizza. Yes. So for the cooking of pizzas, I had to buy another accessory, and that is the pizza stone. So yeah, so you would have seen last time we cooked the roast chicken on this part. Well, the pizza stone fits inside the rack like so, and then we will pop it onto the cob, which is just down here, just out of sight, guys. There we go. You might be able to see it once the lid goes on. Oh, it is. Right, we will give the stone 5 minutes to warm up slightly, guys. I did use it last night as well. I wanted to do a trial run last night off the camera just to make sure I got it right, which I did, because I've never cooked it. This is the sort of first time, or it's like being the second time cooking a pizza. I wanted to make sure I got it right before I showed you. So yeah, so what I did last night was I allowed the pizza stone to warm up slightly for 5 minutes. So I'll put the pizza on in 5 minutes, and then it takes 10 minutes to cook. Right guys, so 5 minutes has passed by. Yep, that's hot. So pizza, so you can fit up to a 10-inch pizza. I measured the stone when it got delivered and it's 10.5 inches wide, so luckily Morrison's do 10-inch pizzas that fit exactly right. Oh, there we go, look at that for a fit, guys. Lid back on. That pizza takes 10 minutes. See you in 10 minutes. Alright, here we go then, guys. 10 minutes has elapsed. Oh, look at that. And also, yeah, the new bit of cookware for fishing. Now I've got the pizza stone, a pizza wheel. Oh. 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 Lovely. So yeah, I'm certainly enjoying this. Oh, it's hot. Yeah, I'm certainly enjoying this cob cooking, guys, because the possibilities of what you can cook on the bank with this bit of kit is absolutely enormous. That's lovely. Basically, guys, whatever you can cook in an oven, if it can fit under the lid, you can cook it in that as well. But there's also other accessories, like you can buy like a wok for it, so you can do other sorts of cooking. You can buy like a griddle plate as well for like sort of more like barbecuing. But yeah. Anyway guys, right, I'm gonna enjoy my pizza. So the thing is, because obviously the stove stays hot now, it will carry on cooking now, so you have to hurry up and eat one bit before the last bit gets too burnt. Hi guys, I'm gonna settle down for the night now. You wouldn't believe it, but it is actually dead on 10 o'clock at night. Yep, it really is, and we still have daylight, although it is dregs of daylight. But yeah, the one thing I like about fishing this time of year is that the amount of daylight hours you get. The one thing I don't like about this time of year is all the bugs and things that want to bite you in the night. But right then guys, so I'm going to settle down for the night. Hopefully one of these rattles off in the night with a nice big carp for me. Fingers crossed. See you in the night. Oh, good morning everybody. Well, I say good morning once again, like yesterday's update. It's actually not far off of lunchtime. So, all still quiet on the western front. Not much is happening at all. My mate Clive is in the swim to the right of me. He's had 2 tench so far. Yeah, all very quiet. So the rods haven't been touched since they went out with a bait boat yesterday evening, and I'll leave them alone until I need to wind in and use the facilities, which probably won't be far off, to be fair. Yeah, all very quiet. Not last night, but the night before. Clive said he heard quite a few fish boshing out, so he sort of got up in the middle of the night and sort of sat in his swim and saw some of the fish boshing out, including right in front of me, in and around all that weed that's kind of just in front of me. And I've been to see him this morning, and he said last night, he said the same again. He sort of woke up in the middle of the night and he said he didn't hear or see nothing last night. So yeah, it's all very quiet. But yeah, we might change the baiting strategy for this evening. Obviously up to now I've been kind of baiting up with like my sort of particle and slop mix. So when the rods get redone this evening, yeah, we might check, well, no try about it, we will change the baiting strategy in case the particle isn't working. But up to now, like I said, I was discussing it with Clive yesterday. So our feeling is at the moment, where there's just so much weed in the lake, just got a feeling that there's just so much naturals in, on, around the weed. The fish just don't need to compete for anglers' bait at the moment, because there's just an abundance of naturals in the lake at the moment. So probably explains why the lake is fishing tough at the moment. Even though I've not been here for a couple of months, you know, I'll still keep an eye on the Facebook page, you know. You see the odd one coming out here and there on the catch reports, but you know, it hasn't been fishing its head off lately, so I think that's down to the heavy weed at the moment. But anyway, I'll leave it there for a moment, for a while, and I'll get back to you when there's some a bit more exciting to either talk about or show you. Right guys, so I put the rods back out. It is exactly 1 o'clock, so I've had to have me winding for me daily facilities visit because nothing's happened so far fishing the you know, the wafters on the combi rig. I thought I'd have a change to the good old Ronnie rig, so I'll have a share with you. It looks a bit unconventional the way I've done it, but so we've used the Gemini boom, and then at this end, just here where my thumb is, we've cut off the swivels and we've attached the ESP Ronnie clips, and that's so we can quick change obviously the Ronnie rig sections that I've got already made up in my tackle bag. So we've got a 15mm Nut 365 pop-up on there, and then when I tested it in my bucket, the tungsten weight that comes with the ESP Ronnie clip setup wasn't quite heavy enough to sink the 15mm pop-up, so I've then added a ESP balance speed to behind the tungsten sleeve. So yeah, it looks a bit unconventional, but once I added an extra bead, which is like 0.3 of a gram, it did the job. It made the rig sink nice and slowly. So yeah, so all 3 rods are on the Ronnie rig. Like I said, it looks a bit unconventional, but you know, it does the job, and as long as it does the job, that is the main thing. So this is going to be the right hand rod, and it's going to go close to that weed bed again. I've already clipped it up to the range I want it. Right, that is fishing. Alright, middle rod, same rig again. I've done all three rigs exactly the same. Alright, and again I've just clipped this one up. I'm just going to fish this one sort of mid open water for the afternoon. Lovely. So I'm just going to fish from that area, kind of open water, because I've caught from that area before, but from that bank, can't remember the name of the number of the episode, but in a session when I was fishing the first swim round the corner on the other side, no one was fishing this swim, so yeah, so I fished roughly where I am now, but from that side of the lake. And sort of I had one and lost one. Alright, third and final rod, guys. Again, same Ronnie rig kind of setup. This one you're not going to see where it lands because I want to cast it a bit more round to my left. So I want to try and cover a bit more water that side of my swim, which I haven't done up to now. So yeah, there's only so far left I can cast because of obviously this tree here to my left. But we'll go as far left as this tree will allow. Oh, lovely, lovely. Right, that's it. We're fishing again, guys. Like I said, try a different tactic. See if that can yield any success for this session. And then when we redo the rods this evening, we'll stick with those rigs, but then we'll bait up with boilies rather than that particle mix that I've got. Again, just try a different tactic for going into the third and final night. But yeah, it's really warm today, really muggy. It's a real sticky day. But yeah, I've done my bit. It's just up to the fish to do their bit now. Right then, guys, here we go. So that change of tactics has yielded me my first result. Not a carp, but a tench. So there we go. Nice little tench, probably around about the 4 pound mark, I'd say. So that was on the middle rod, the one I chucked out to open water. Like I say, I know many of you would say you're still blanking if you're not catching carp, but I do like the old Terry Tinkers myself, so yeah. So yeah, this is my second tench of the session. I've already got the rod back out, so managed to unhook him in the margins and just chuck the rod straight back out. But yeah, so it is a result, not a carpy result, but a result all the same, because at least you know your rigs are working and what have you. So right, let's get him back. Right guys, so what I have just done, should have put it in the blog really, but I'm not going to use the bait boat later on. So what I've just done is with my catapult I've just baited up the kind of the 3 areas that I'm fishing with a mix of the 12mm and 15mm boilies. Same boilies as the hook baits that I'm fishing with, and I've done a good few catapults of the boilies over each kind of general area that I'm fishing, just to try and get a good spread bait going on rather than, oh, it's raining. Yeah, so rather than trying to concentrate the baiting area with the particle and the boat that I've been doing up to now, obviously that's not worked. So yeah, so we thought we'd try a spread baiting technique. So yeah, like I said, just with a catapult, put a good spread of boilies out there, and hopefully that might get the fish kind of grazing around the whole general area of where I'm fishing, and then subsequently hopefully they'll find one of my hook baits and decide to hook themselves on it. Right, if you can see on the lake, it's actually just started raining. I don't think rain was forecast. So I'm going to leave that little update there, guys, so I can put my camera back under the shelter of my bivvy. Like I say, sometime later on, sort of on the dregs of daylight, I'll re-chuck the rods just to put fresh hook baits on for the night. But yeah, I'm going to get the camera in now because obviously I don't want it to get soaking wet. Right guys, so as we see, we are about to redo the rods onto some fresh hook baits, as I said I was going to do earlier on. So I haven't left it mega late, but it is 20 to 9, so I've left it late enough, I feel, to redo the rods now and have these hook baits kind of as fresh and attractive as possible for going into the night. That feels like thunderstorm weather at the moment. It is absolutely muggy as hell. Oh, and I did have another capture after I spoke to you last as well. But after I put all that bait with the catapult, a duck dived down on my right hand rod, picked up my bait and managed to hook himself. So yeah, so I've had another capture in the form of a duck. But God, yeah, it feels muggy as hell this evening. Don't know if you can see all the bird life on the lakes. When I was catapulting out the boilies, I think every duck and his mate come down to try and have a free feed. And after one of their mates got me size 6 mugger stuck in its beak, they all buggered off. But yeah, some of them have come back now. Right, like I said, third and final night that we're going into. Hopefully we can have some final night success. Right, let's do this last rod and then get them out. Like I say, I've already got them clipped up as well, so won't take long to get fishing again. Needs to be another few foot to the right. a little bit better. I'll probably still go about another foot to the right, but for me that's already disturbing the swim too much. That one was perfect, just in open water. That one doesn't have to be accurate because there's no weed anywhere in that vicinity. Now, as I said earlier on, there's that whole general area got peppered with the boilies earlier on, so no matter where it lands, it's got bait round it. Right, so that's it then guys. Rod's all set for the third and final night, and unless any fish come along, that will be the final throw of the dice. Like I say, I'm packing up. I'll pack up tomorrow morning. I want to be off for about lunchtime, so I can get my kit back to Swindon and then get back to Carterton where I now live, and so yeah, fingers crossed for the third and final night guys. Good morning everybody. Just gone 6:30. I've been awake a couple of hours because it's been lashing it down during the night. 4 o'clock this morning we had one almighty clap of thunder that made sure I was awake. Then after that I had the mozzies and whatnot buzzing around my face and the ears, just to triply make sure I was awake. And then we have a fish in the net. That definitely made sure I was awake. So yeah, middle rod went absolutely tearing off. Put a 10-minute fight to get him in. I haven't seen what he looks like yet, because in case it is a feeding spell, I wanted to get the rod back out, so put a quick fresh hook bait on there, ping the rod back out. Alright, let's get sorted and have a look at this fish. It's not a blank. Right, here we go guys. Just weighed her, and she is a very nice 20-pound 6-ounce fish. Bit lively because she was resting in the net for 10 minutes while I got all my kit sorted and got the rod back out, etc. But oh, bug on me. There we go guys. One very nice looking 20-pound 6-ounce mirror carp. So yeah, final morning. Going to be packing up in about 5 or 6 hours time. But yeah, talk about leave it to the last minute. Well, not quite the last minute, but you know, the very last morning of a 3-day session. Yeah, so the old tactic change worked. The old, obviously still the Nut 365 bait, but we switched to the old Ronnie rig, as we saw, and then done the old spread baiting with boilies instead of the pinpoint baiting with like the boat and the particle. And yeah, clearly that tactic is the one that worked. Oh god, my back isn't getting any younger. But there we go, there's the other side. But yeah, a very nice kind of slate grey coloured, some nice scales on it. Put up a nice little fight for me. God. And this is my first fish out of Aspen for absolutely months and months. Not that I've done a lot of fishing here lately, but yeah, it's my first fish out of here for a long time. So this is very welcome indeed. Right, a few photos, get her back. Oh. There she goes, guys. Back to the deep. Maybe. Oh. There we go. Maybe chance for one more before it's time to go home. Right guys, we are sort of approaching midday now and I'm all but packed up. I've only got the rods left to put away, everything else is in a pile behind the camera. But yeah, first visit for a couple of months and my first carp for, well, I think this year, if I remember rightly. Yeah, I'm sure that's my first carp out of here this year, so yeah, so not a bad session. And then a couple of tench on top of that as well. So yeah, not a bad session. I mean, those of you that are regulars to my blogs, I would have said it 100 times already, how hard this lake is and what the low stock is. So one fish over a 3-day session is a good result. Right, time to get the rods away, get the fishing kit back to Swindon, then back home to Carterton. Got my good mate Roy sat behind the camera as well, waiting to jump in this swim. Say hello, Roy. Hello. So yeah, so thanks for watching guys. Like I said, as I said at the top of the blog, because I'm working again now and I'm doing these funny shifts, I'm not sure when I'm gonna be fishing again, but wherever and whenever that will be, till then, tight lines, enjoy fishing.